Hello. Hi, everyone. So the question is that how can you bring out the most of your life? And it's all about what you choose, right? But there is something else that when you choose something, it creates an awareness. And you have to make a decision. You have to see whether is there another way or a great way or a simple way to get there to make your choice happen, to become real, to actualize it? And for that, you really have to make choices, hundreds or thousands of choices every day. And for that, you can listen to your awareness or to your logic. If you listen to your logic, it's based on all the points of view that you bought into until now. So, of course, oftentimes you will make good choices and sometimes not that good choices that will not take you towards your goal or what is your aim? What would you like to make happen? And therefore, we need something. We need something that actually we have, but it's not really mastered. And but this is something really, really basic. And this is, as I mentioned, this is our awareness. And there are really basic tools in Access Consciousness that really helps you to master your awareness, to bring out the most of your own awareness. But first, you have to learn to work with your awareness, like recognize whether it's your awareness or it's just a judgment, a point of view, an expectation, or someone else's point of view. So that would be the first thing. Whatever shows up for you, is that your awareness or something else? And if something else, then it's not really valuable. You need to sort of like find and recognize when it is your awareness. And that's great when you recognize that's your awareness because awareness can show up in many ways. It can show up as an energy or as a bodily sensation. It can also show up as a vision or as a sign. Um, so that's another thing to be able to recognize from all these different forms whether it's an awareness. And once you recognize, there is another thing, you have to be able to read it. That means even if you see a sign and you recognize, oh, that's an awareness, that belongs to my question, that belongs to my asking, then what you do with it. Because reading it means be able to get the information out of it, to be able to use it to make a decision, like choose something greater, choose something that will lead you towards what you would like to create out of your life. And there are still some other tools like connected to your awareness, as I mentioned earlier, there are questions like and choices. So you have to sort of like master asking questions. Because when you ask a question, that again, that creates an awareness. So, but that's a question. What is the question that you have to ask? And so there is also that thing, a very basic thing, light and heavy, the tool that really helps you to sort of like have an access to your awareness. Like, because basically, anything that creates greater for you, anything that is true for you, that will expand you. And everything else that doesn't contribute to you will contract you. So that's light and heavy. So anything that's true for you shows up as light. Anything that's not, that's as heavy. This is quite binary, though this is how it shows up at the very beginning. And as you keep practicing that, it starts to have like more details. It starts to expand to the whole spectrum. So first, let's say it's like black and white, light and heavy. And then after that, you start to sense there is some difference. Like sometimes it's very, very light, or sometimes it becomes very contracted, very heavy. Sometimes both at the same time. So you start to sense the intensity of that. It's like not just black and white, but also gray. And as you keep practicing, you start to sense and start to recognize more and more details. And after that, it starts to become, let's say, colorful. Like it's not just light and heavy. You start to have sensation that it's really exciting, or it will make you really happy, or it is something that will lead you to your choice, or it's like it has the energy of money, or it has the energy of something really great, something that you are looking for. So even as you keep using the light and heavy and mastering that, like practicing a lot, you start to have situations when suddenly pure information flows in. And the more you practice it, it starts to become something like downloading information from the matrix, like directly. And light and heavy is the most basic tool because it is taught at the bars class. That's the first class that you have to attend in Access Consciousness. And when you attend, maybe there is not enough time to perfectly or deeply practice it and go to the very depth of it. So I created a 4-week program called 100% Committed to Your Awareness. So it's all about using the most basic tools that are actually really overlooked tools. Like we don't really value those tools as much. We should. And let's say it's sort of like the cheapest tools because we learn them at the very beginning. So what would it be if we were putting together all these tools and finding a way and really have complete access to your awareness? Like, it's like really giving these tools the time, the practice, the energy to recognize all the value of that and be able to use them. Like, for example, when there is a situation that's not very intense, it's really easy to sort of like use the light and heavy. But when, you know, it's a difficult situation, for example, it matters a lot for you for whatever reason, then you start to avoid it. Like and I know why we avoid like using light and heavy and listening to our awareness, because we never mastered the light and heavy tool, because we didn't use it enough to completely sort of like honor and trust our own awareness. The only thing you can trust is your awareness, because that comes from you. But if you can't differentiate between awareness and judgments and points of view, then you will never trust your awareness. So this 4-week program is about all these things that I was talking about, like being able to separate awareness from judgments and points of view, being able to use the light and heavy tool in all kinds of situations, and also asking questions like, what is required to take you into that space where you start to trust your awareness, where you start to have an awareness when you ask a question and be able to recognize from whatever form it shows up that it is your awareness, and also recognize and be able to read the information that shows up. So therefore, you yourself, your awareness will 100% support and contribute to anything that you do. Like you don't have to know how you get to to that point of actualizing something. You just need to be able to ask questions and read the information, and then you can take actions. And once you sort of like listen to your awareness, you will never question it. You will never have a doubt about it. So you will be completely free from all the, let's say, environmental effects. It doesn't really matter what happens around you. You can simply ask questions and go ahead and get out of any situation and make everything happen that you desire. So this is going to be a 4-week program. It starts next Monday. From 7 a.m. till 7:30, it will be translated into multiple languages like Czech, Slovak, Croatian, Serbian, and so on. And and also English. And this will be like simultaneously translated. So I'm looking forward to meet everyone who would like to take out the most from the most basic tools and really master it. Because once you master these tools, then everything else that you learned since then will make much greater sense. And everything will have much deeper meaning. Like simply just your daily life. Like if you didn't learn any other tools, your daily life will become much deeper because most of the time we use our five senses. And the five senses can only pick up sort of like 10, 15% of this reality. And the rest comes from something that, let's say, only your awareness can pick up. So if you really would like to live a life fully, then this is the class for you. And of course, we will practice asking questions each and every day. And we will go to all areas of life. And when you register at the registration form, you can add your questions. And of course, during the series, you can also ask questions if something is not clear or you have your topic that you would like to look deeper, like finances, your health, your body, your diet, relationship, work, career, moving to different city, country, all kinds of topics. So it's going to be an amazing journey. I would say rather an adventure because this is about you. This is sort of like mapping who you are and what works for you. So inviting everyone, and actually for a 4-week program, it's quite cheap, like 49 euro. That's really not much, I think. So if you're choosing something great, come and join us. This is going to be amazing. And I will put the registration form here below. And if any questions you have, you can find me anywhere, like Messenger and so on. So have a lovely day. Enjoy your weekend. And we start Monday morning, 7 a.m. Central European time. Cool. Thank you so much. See you. Bye-bye.